Boyd Lunney, where are you? Ah, there he is. Shh, he's napping. He must be dreaming. What are you dreaming about, Boyd? I can't believe that I'm 90 years old. It seems like only yesterday. I was a cute toddler, growing up in Westfield, Maine, with older sister Alice and baby sister Avis, an older brother Lee, and my beautiful sister Mary. There were so many of us Lunney kids. That we almost filled the school. There I am, in my farmer overalls, the 11th of 12 Lunney kids. My parents even had 2 sets of twins. My parents, Tom and Susie Lunney. They were 53 and 42 when I was born. Thomas Andrew Lunney was the Canadian son of an Irish immigrant. Susan Martha Taylor was from a famous colonial Quaker family, the Irish chieftain and his Mayflower lady. We lived on Egypt Road in Westfield. Our neighbor, Ron Lang, wrote a book about life on Egypt Road. I'm in it. He says that I beat up his brother and broke his arm. Well, the broken arm part is true, but it wasn't my fault, really. My mother was proud of her youngest sons, Lee and Boyd. All the girls in northern Aroostook County were after Lee and me. I was 16 and having fun at Presque Isle High School. And then my father died in 1943. By 1943, there were only 7 of us Lunney kids left to mourn our father. Alice, Lee, Earl, John, Ellery, Boyd, and Mary. World War II was raging. But in Westfield, the war seemed very far away. Then in 1945, I was drafted right out of high school into the U.S. Army. Before long, I was on a Liberty ship heading across the Pacific. After sailing through a couple of typhoons, we finally landed in the Philippines. And then it was a lot of marching in the heat. Until we finally arrived at Batangas. This was my commanding officer, Captain Willard Beck. I got the job as his clerk by saying that I could type. I couldn't really. But got promoted to Sergeant Lunney. And looked great in my uniform. Don't you agree? It wasn't all work in Batangas. There were dances where I danced with lovely Imelda, who later became Imelda Marcos, and danced with Ronald Reagan. World War II finally ended, and I was shipped back across the Pacific and home to Westfield. It's been 70 years since I got back from World War II in the Philippines. What happened next? Well, it was 1947, and I went to a dance where I met a beautiful girl named Dawn Marie Howard. One dance led to another, and we got married a few months later. And we've been dancing together through life for 69 wonderful years. And we had children. In 1955, I was a young dad holding toddlers Barbara and Timmy. In 1965, I watched our youngest son Tommy graduate from kindergarten. In 1972, I walked my beautiful daughter Barbara down the aisle. Tim graduated from Dartmouth College in 1975. Tom had a distinguished career in the U.S. Navy. I had a wonderful 38 career with New England Telephone and Telegraph Company, and retired over 30 years ago. And through it all, Dawn has been there by my side. Now we're all growing old together. No, of course I didn't forget about the grandkids. My first grandkids are Heidi and Alicia, who are as beautiful as their mother and grandmother. Tom and Barbara blessed us with 3 adorable grandkids: Jeffrey, Zachary, and Caitlin. Heidi and Harold gave us our first great-grandchild, Harold Young V. And Alicia brought Les and his kids Sully and Olivia into our ever-growing family. Surprise! We're going to have 2 more great-grandkids arriving in the spring. Both Zachary and his wife Lauren and Caitlin and her husband Stephen are expecting. I'm one proud husband, dad, grampy, and great-grampy. I'm also proud to have been a lion for over 55 years. A lot of good memories and friends in this old schoolhouse. Which reminds me, my most memorable birthday was 1963. I was just elected president of the Lions Club.
The late Marilyn Monroe.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.